Hi there guys, it's Adam Martin here, and welcome back to another installment of the Now Review. And it's that time again, we've got another spin-off to take a look at, and this is definitely a familiar theme, and we're going to see if it actually lives up to its title, if it's worth the purchase, because today we're going to be taking a look at Now That's What I Call Massive Hits and Number 1s. So this was a bit of a surprise, not necessarily the best surprise. They said it was how positive the Now Number 1's album from last year was, you know, the one that was in collaboration for the official chart's 70th birthday. So, you know, that album did have a lot of bangers on it, you know, a lot of good songs, but, you know, coming only like 6 months or so afterwards and just adding the words massive hits in front of it, I'm not so sure. You know, I had a preliminary look at the track list, but we're going to get more into it in depth. But let's get into the cover. I do actually like the cover. I like the fact that the logo this time is emblazoned in gold. That one numeral is absolutely massive. And we've got like various streams of liquid hitting against it. You know, some are blue like water, but some are more like golden, some are silver. I'm not really sure what they were going for with like the water splashes here. I mean, they've done that several times, but it just seems a little odd, if that makes sense. You know, I'm not really sure what they were going for here with this one. But yeah, the gold and black background, you know, or the gold logo, the black background, that does look nice. That correlates quite well, I must admit. So let's flip this on over and take a look at that all-important track list. So we're kicking off with Queen and David Bowie with Under Pressure. I mean, that was a massive hit. That was a number 1. You have Message in a Bottle by The Police. We have Vertigo by U2. Paradise by George Ezra. Unholy by Sam Smith and Kim Petras. I'd say that was definitely a more recent massive hit, number 1 in late 2022. We have Lady Gaga and Ariana Grande with Rain on Me. Britney Spears with Baby One More Time, really iconic song. Kylie Minogue and Jason Donovan with their duet, Especially For You. Some people say it's too soppy. It's a good time, isn't it? We have UB40 and Chrissy Hynde with I Got You Babe. The Tide Is High by Blondie. Billy Joel with Uptown Girl. Philip Bailey and Phil Collins with Easy Lover. The extended version of that is an absolute banger, by the way. You should check that out. We have Tina Turner with What's Love Got to Do With It. Paul McCartney with The Pipes of Peace. Duran Duran and The Reflex. Kim Wilde with Kids in America. Love that tune. Aha with Take On Me. You know, pretty solid hit so far, isn't it? Dead or Alive with You Spin Me Right Round. That was a number 1, of course. Frankie Goes to Hollywood with Two Tribes. An excellent song. And again, one where a 12-inch extended remix isn't sublime. We have Ultravox with Vienna, and we round off CD1 with Roxy Music and Jealous Guy, which some would argue is better than the John Lennon original. But that's 21 tracks on CD1. Let's move on to CD2. We kick off with Ed Sheeran and Bad Habits, of course, a massive hit of the last few years. Lewis Capaldi with Forget Me, that was that the first of his comeback hits for his new album? That got to number 1. Oasis with Wonderwall. Coldplay with Paradise. That's 2 Paradises on 2 separate discs. Interesting. Maroon 5 and Christina Aguilera with Moves Like Jagger. Billie Eilish with Bad Guy. Dua Lipa and New Rules. Carly Rae Jepsen with Call Me Maybe. One Direction with One Way or Another. Spice Girls with Spice Up Your Life. Little Mix with Shout Out to My Ex. The Pussycat Dolls with Don't Ya. Run DMC versus Jason Nevins with It's Like That. Classic tune, that. Jackson 5 with I Want You Back, so we're going all the way back to the late 60s even. The Supremes with You Can't Hurry Love, okay, getting into the Motown stuff now. Stevie Wonder with Yes to Me, Yes to You, Yesterday. Natalie Imbruglia with Torn. Leona Lewis with Run. Take That with How Deep Is Your Love. The Beach Boys with God Only Knows. And Elvis Presley rounds off CD2 with Suspicious Minds, again, going back to the late 60s, but that's another 21 tracks, so 42 total so far. CD3 kicks off with Elton John and Kiki D with Don't Go Breaking My Heart. Cliff Richard with We Don't Talk Anymore. Sweet with Ballroom Blitz, classic tune that, love that one. Susie Quattro with Devilgate Drive. Wizard with See My Baby Jive. Alvin Stardust with My Cuckoo. Sparks with This Town Ain't Big Enough for the Both of Us. 10cc and Rubber Bullets. Mott the Hoople with All the Young Dudes. Harry Nilsson with Without You. I kind of like the Mariah version better, I'm not gonna lie. Terry Jacks with Seasons in the Sun. The 3 Degrees with When Will I See You Again. The Stylistics with You Make Me Feel Brand New. Benny King with Stand By Me. Dionne Warwick with Heartbreaker. Celine Dion with Think Twice. Robbie Williams and Nicole Kidman with Something Stupid. Andy Williams with Can't Get Used to Loving You. The Platters with Smoke Gets in Your Eyes. Danny Williams with Moon River. And we round off with Louis Armstrong and What a Wonderful World, lovely tune. Another 21 tracks. So we have their 63. Now let's move on to CD4. We kick off with Irene Cara and Flashdance, what a feeling. Ray Parker Jr. with Ghostbusters. Village People with YMCA. Baccarat with Yes Sir I Can Boogie. Hot Chocolate with You Sexy Thing, Jennifer Lopez and On the Floor, Ricky Martin with Living La Vida Loca, the B-52s with Love Shack. I have a love-hate relationship with that song. We have Don McLean with American Pie, Eddie Cochran with Three Steps to Heaven, Cher with the Shoop Shoop song, Petula Clark with Downtown, Sandy Shaw with Long Live Love, The Jam and Town Called Malice, The Stranglers with Golden Brown, Fleetwood Mac with Albatross, Roy Orbison with It's Over, Procol Harum with A Whiter Shade of Pale, an excellent, one of the most iconic tracks of the 60s, The Animals with House of the Rising Sun, Status Quo with Rockin' All Over the World, and we finish with Bonnie Tyler with her big hit Total Eclipse of the Heart. So another 21 tracks. So we have 84 tracks across this 4 CD album. Okay, let's open up the CD and see what's inside. So right off the bat, it's all the usuals on the right-hand side. It's Follow Now Music on all their social medias, as you'd expect. And on the left, we've got various adverts. One for some of the recent stuff from 2023, 60s pop, dance 80s, love song, and also the now #1 albums I mentioned earlier, which again, apparently, from that one's success, inspired this, which is very interesting. Opening it up then, we've got the discs, and they're all slightly different. They've gone for this splatter effect, I guess, like the water on the front cover. Still not sure what that splat's trying to carry across, but I digress. So CD1 is a black background with a silver splatter, and the logo is in gold there. CD2 is a white background with a gold splatter and a white logo. I think it could have been black. That might have been more standout. CD3 goes to the black background again, though this time we've got a gold splatter and then a white logo. That one looks quite nice, actually. It's probably the best one. And then CD4 is a gold background with a silver splatter and a gold logo. So yeah, CDs 2 and 4, not as enamored with their design, but 1 and 3 are pretty solid. But yeah, those are your 4 discs for this album release. So overall then, what do I think about this one? Well, obviously the track list is absolutely stacked. You are getting 84 massive bangers there. I think there's 95% of those songs I can know and hear, just by reading the title. And many of them are classics, and I love that they've spanned, all the different eras as far back as like the 60s, going all the way up until, very recently with, people like Lewis Capaldi and Sam Smith being on there. I think the only problem with an album like this, and this has happened before with, albums that are like now #1s or now gold or, now something like that. It's just a lot of these songs are available across a whole litany of Now albums, which is, I guess, mainly a problem if you're an avid Now fan, if you collect these, if you grab every one, then yes, most of these songs you are bound to have across, many of the different spin-offs, whether that's by decade, by legendary status, the numbered series. However, if you're just looking for the odd Now album, if you just want a stacked compilation and you don't happen to own any of the other ones, then yeah, you're getting 84 brilliant tracks there. So I'd say it's definitely worth it if you're a first timer. But if you're a collector and maybe you're trying to be a bit more, specific with what you're collecting, maybe give this one a miss. And I only say that because there's a very likely chance you own the vast majority of these on other Now albums. And it's a recurring problem, and to be honest, it's going to be a problem the longer, these spin-offs continue as the years go on, because naturally they're going to recycle songs they've got access to, songs they've got the rights to, the permissions for, etc. So again, first-timers, absolutely pick this up. If you're a seasoned veteran and you want to be more specific about what you get, maybe give this one a pass. In terms of where you can get it from, all the usual places. HMV is where I always grab mine. You can get it from the Now website. You can get it from Amazon. You can get it from your supermarket if they still stock CDs. And it retails for $10.99. So the price is going up, but, cost of living, inflation, everything's going up, isn't it? So, but, £11 for 84 brilliant tracks. Again, mainly for those first-timers to the Now series. I still don't think that's necessarily a bad deal at all. But that's all for this installment of the Now Review. Thank you very much for watching. As always, if you did enjoy it, please let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. We would love to hear what you think. And let me know, are you going to be picking up this album, or is it one you're going to be passing on entirely? And if so, why is that? Subscribe to the channel if you're brand new as well. We'd love to have you aboard. I've been Adam Martin from AMTV Now. Thank you for joining me, and we'll see you next time for another spin on the turntable.